Hi everyone, welcome back to Discover and Learn. We all want to get fluent and confident in speaking in English. And I always tell you, if you want to get fluent and confident in speaking in English, you have to take up conversational topics. You have to take up conversations, right? To get in practice of having a conversation. So today in this session, I'm going to take up some conversational topics and I'm going to speak on it, and I'll tell you how you can also have conversation on these topics. It's very easy, very simple and very interesting, guys. The small tips and tricks which I give you is actually going to help you a lot while having a conversation in actual situations. Okay, so in this session we can also start practicing shadowing also. You can speak with me, you can repeat after me, you can imitate me, whatever you like, right? These are relevant questions. They're very real life situational questions, and you can take up these topics and you can practice English speaking with this. So are you ready? Let's start. But before that, welcome back to my channel. I am your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. But if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, quickly subscribe my channel, like and share my videos, do write your comments in the comment section, and do not forget to press the notification icon so that you get all my videos on time, free of cost, and access to all the amazing content on this channel. What you have to do is stay tuned, stay connected, and watch my entire video to master this skill. One more thing, guys. I am insisting on using my platform for your benefit. Start having a discussion, start speaking on a topic, start introducing yourself. Whatever comes to your mind, you can just write it down in my comment section. I'll initiate that discussion. I'll give you suggestions on that, right? So start doing this. Once you start engaging in conversation and discussions like this, it will be much easier for you to start speaking in English, start thinking in English, start training your brain to think in English and ultimately speak in English. Okay, now let's come back to the topic. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to take up any conversation and I'm going to speak on it. Okay, so you can always repeat after me. You can speak with me also, whatever you like. You can pause my video and you can stop, listen to my sentence, stop and speak with me or speak after me. Whatever you like to do. Okay, let's start. So the first situation I'm going to talk about. Yesterday I went to drop my kid to school. It was Monday yesterday, right? So after weekend the school started. So I met my acquaintance there, or my daughter's friend's mom, and then we started talking. So the first question she asked me was, how are things? Is everything okay? I didn't see you last week. And then I replied to her question. Okay, so this conversation I'm going to speak. You can also pause my video and speak after me, or you can repeat with me also, whatever is convenient. Parallelly, you can come up with your own answer as well, and you can start speaking. Okay, this is the rule. Now let's do it. So I replied to her saying, oh yes, everything is fine, but you know, the season is changing, the weather is changing. So there are lots of ups and downs happening with the kids. Sometimes they start sneezing, sometimes they start coughing, sometimes they catch cold. So these things are happening. So on and off the kids are getting sick, and then the next day they are fine. So that is why last week we were not very regular to school. Okay, so this is how I answered that question. How are you? How are things? Is everything good? I didn't see you last week. So this is how I answered this question. Okay, now it was my turn to take the conversation ahead. So after answering this question, I asked her, what about you? How are things at your place? So I also asked the same question in a little different way, like, what about you? Is everything going well? And then she replied to my question saying, you know what, it's the same with all of us. Everywhere it's the same story. My kid was also not well last week. We were also having cold and cough. So the weather is changing. There are lots of things which are happening nowadays. and children are affected the most during this season. Okay, so she also told me the same thing. Okay, so this is how we talk about a topic, or we have a conversation on a topic. Okay, and then since we went to drop our kids, so she also has to leave, I also have to come back to my place. So then we said, okay, fine, see you, bye bye, and then we came back. Okay, so this is how we talk about anything, right? Any topic, any question, any conversation. This is how we talk about. Okay, now situation number 2. Last weekend, my daughter asked me, Mama, what's the plan for this weekend? Where are we going? And I was so busy that I didn't had any plans. So I told her that I'm a little busy this weekend, so let's do it next time. But she was not ready. She said, I want to go this weekend only, Mom. Then I told her that, okay, fine, Sunday we'll go. And then I asked her a question, what are we going to do on Sunday? And then she came up with this big plan, which I'm going to tell you. And then she started speaking to me about her Sunday plans, which I'm going to tell you. You can also take this topic like, what are your plans for Sunday? Or what are you planning to do this weekend? And you can start speaking on it. Okay. So what my daughter told me, I'm going to tell you. She said, let's go to a mall this Sunday, Mama. We'll have lunch, and after lunch I'll go to the game zone, and if you want to go for shopping, you can do your shopping. I'll play in the game zone, and once we'll be back, then I'll have something to drink, and you guys can have tea or coffee if you wish. So this was what her plan was, and I was so surprised to hear it from her that she made the entire plan beforehand, before me thinking about it. So it was very cute, and I couldn't say no to her. So I said, okay, fine, we'll go on Sunday and we'll do this. So this is how she had a conversation with me when I asked her, what is your plan? What is your Sunday plan? And then she spoke to me about what we are going to do on Sunday. Okay. And then I replied saying to her that, okay, fine. And since she was so cute and she prepared the whole plan, I was so happy to hear that I couldn't say no to her. Okay, so this is how we have a conversation, right, on any topic, any subject, any question. Okay, so basically a lot of conversations start with a question and ends with an answer, right? So we need to know what we have to ask, what we have to answer. Okay, for weekend plans, we can have a lot of other plans as well. This was a small plan which we have made for our weekend, and we did that, right? So that is why I spoke about it. But if you have planned for something else, like you went for trekking, if you went for some party, anything else, you can just speak about it. Okay, so in this way you need to know what you have to say, how you have to express your ideas in your words or sentences. You need to know that. Okay, so the first thing which you have to keep in mind while answering any question is you have to think about what is asked, and you have to think about what you can answer first. What has happened, right? The first question was, how are things, right? Is everything okay? To which I replied about cold and cough and the weather is changing. So I immediately recalled everything, that last week, how was last week? Okay, so I recalled everything quickly. How was last week? My daughter was not well, on and off she was falling sick. So I knew what to answer, and then I framed it in sentences. I spoke about it in 3 to 4 sentences. Okay, and then when I asked my daughter about Sunday's plan, she had already prepared that plan and she spoke to me about it. Okay, so if you have any plans, if you have been through something, if you know something, you know what to talk about. It's just that you have to put it across in sentences or in words. So this is something which you have to catch up, which you have to practice. How to put your thoughts or ideas in sentences while having a conversation with others. Okay, this is the practice you have to do. So that is why take up simple questions. As I gave two different situations from my real life. So every single day, a lot of things happens to you as well, guys. Take up that in which you have probably spoken about something, in which somebody else has spoken to you about it. Take up that small conversations, topics, and speak on it. Okay, this is actually going to help you in your conversation practice, and it will help you to speak English fluently and confidently. You will feel confident about speaking in English by taking up real life situations and topics and questions. Okay, and try to start speaking about it with people you meet. Right? These are very basic, simple questions which we talk about every single day. If you keep practicing on all these questions, you can go out and speak to people on these as well, because you've already practiced it. Okay, so start taking up such questions, conversations, or topics and start practicing English speaking in this way. I'll take up more such topics in the coming week to help you understand how you can practice English speaking. So guys, that's it for today. I'll see you in my next session. Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, keep watching, and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye. Take care.